Hello guys, it's Irina today with you, and first of all I would like to say thank you for everyone who commented my previous video. I'm so glad that this theme was interesting for you, and I hope that our today's theme will be also interesting for you. So stay with me. And thank you a lot for all your comments. So today we're going to talk about some kind of investment in Ukraine. That is real estate in Kiev. So today I would like to tell about this kind of investment, recoupment time, and a lot of details about prices and other important things that you have to know if you want to invest in Ukraine, Kiev, in real estate. So let's go. So let's start that in general there are three kinds of investment in Ukraine. And first one is when you're buying an apartment on a bid stage or even at the plan stage. So there is no even real house in real life, they are only plan. And for this time, a square meter could be, $1,000. But when this house is on a bid stage, price for square meter could be $1,200. So much higher. And then when this house is finished, this price could be even $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 and more. It depends on level of this house, place and other things. So you just buy an apartment on a plan stage and then you sell it on a moment of finished house in double and even more price. And such kind of investment is very popular in Ukraine, Kiev, among our citizens. But for this kind of investment, that is very useful to understand all developers, and maybe it is better to read some reviews about this developer and look on their previous project, on their previous houses. In 99% in Ukraine, all developers are renting out their houses, but they are a very rare cases, when the developer does not rent out this house. So that's not a risky kind of investment, but that's really a rare number of cases when such situation could happen. So that is really very important to know more about developer. It would be much easier to understand everything on real examples. But first I would like to say something about prices and how they could be calculated. First, let's go to prices and how they are calculated in Ukraine. First of all, even in one house, the price for square meter could be absolutely different. They depend on two things: floor and view from your window. First, if your floor is higher, the price for square meter is higher. And second thing is view from the window. When this view is on street or some beautiful park or some beautiful place, this apartment price for this apartment would be higher. And when this view, for example, on inner part of the yard, this apartment the price for this apartment would be lower. So let's go to a real example and it will be much easier to understand. So in the picture you can see Teryan Towers. That is real house that are building now in Kiev. This residential complex, they are three houses. And when these houses were not built, they were not even a first bid for the first house. There was only a plan. Square meter in these houses were really $1,000. And that's important, that's impossible price for now, really, because for now they are not finished houses, but even today the price for square meter is from $3,000 to $4,000, and I'm very sure, and I'm absolutely sure that this price would be much higher when all these houses would be finished. So this first kind of investment, when you're buying an apartment on a planned stage or a pitch stage, and then you sell it when this house is finished, is some kind of passive investment, and you pay for something for one time, and then you recoup your money for the one time. So that's like very passive kind of investment. So let's go to the other kind of investment. That's when you are buying an apartment and make their renovation and rent out this apartment monthly. I would like to stop here for making some real examples, because that is a little bit hard for me to say you average amount of your investment, because it depends on many factors, and it would be really hard for me to tell all of them in you for this small video. Because this price really could be less than $100,000 and bigger than $400,000. So that's really very hard to say you this average price. But the most important things to understand in investment in such kind of real estate in Kiev is that this payback time, I'm talking about recoupment time, is from 6 to 10 years. But I'm not talking about very expensive houses, because it could be a little bit difficult to rent it out for the whole period. And when we are talking about very expensive houses, that's very other situation. For today, I would like to say about average situation in Kiev. So the average price for monthly payment in Kiev, when we're not talking about too high prices, too expensive houses, and we're not talking about too old prices, too old apartment. In average, this price is from $500 to $2,000 per month. If you want to investment for the first time in your life, that is much convenient situation for you when you are buying an apartment, a small apartment. In Ukraine we are calling them smart apartment, and you are making a renovation your own. Let's go to real examples. For example, let's take a smart apartment in the residential complex Mirox. It is 23 square meter for $40,000. And it will take us 10, maybe $15,000 for renovation. And this means that this house would be about $50,000 to $55,000. So you will need to spend this amount of investment on the final stage. And you can rent such apartment for $500 per month. So let's make a very easy calculation. You will rent this, you will recoup this house for this apartment for 8 to 10 years. You have to understand that this calculation that I gave you now are really quite approximate, but that's average situation in Kiev, and as I said, recoupment time is from 6 to 10 years. And let's go to the last kind of investment in Kiev. That's when you are buying an apartment, make a renovation, and then you rent this apartment out on a daily basis. And first of all, I would like to say that this kind of investment could be more profitable than on a monthly basis. But this kind of investment is better when you are living in Ukraine, or maybe you have some kind of trusted person who can help you with renting this house out and checking this apartment after each tenant. And let's go back to profitable part. Yes, this kind of investment could be more profitable than monthly basis, but we have to make dedication for cleaning after all tenants, and all this all these details like towels, and maybe cups, all these small things that are very necessary to be in. All these necessities that have to be in renting apartment. I just want to add that I have a lot of friends who have apartment for renting out in Kiev, and some of them are from Ukraine, some of them are from the other countries, from Australia. But all of them are renting this apartment out for the monthly basis, because that is easier to that is some kind of easier for foreigners, because you don't have to check your apartment every day, is it okay or not. And all of my friends are saying that that is a very profitable thing, to invest in real estate in Kiev. And all of them are very happy that they did it, some 10 years ago or 5 years ago. And all of these people are going to have more apartments, and but maybe all of them have not one apartment, 2, 3, or even more. I was talking to one of my friends, and he said that he recouped his apartment, for 5 years. I could even believe in it, because that is a really, a very short period of time. But he said that he was making renovation himself, so I understood that that because his renovation was not so expensive, when you're having when you need some help of designer and all these people. And I just want to add that I hope that our weather would be much better, because I would like to show you Kiev. Kiev is my favorite city in Ukraine, and I'm just waiting for better weather to make a little city tour in you. Firstly, I want to make this city tour on touristic part of Kiev, Krещатик, Maidan Залежності, and some shopping malls, souvenirs, and something like that. So if it's interesting for you also, stay with me. I will be very glad to show you my favorite city in Ukraine and maybe in the world, Kiev. Thank you a lot for watching, and I hope that this video was helpful and useful for you, or maybe just interesting for you. If you have some questions about maybe apartment from other cities, or maybe some questions about real estate in Kiev, you can ask all of them in comments. I will all time ready to answer for all your questions. Thank you very much for watching. See you very soon. Bye.